You got reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Thursday, February 19th. Good morning, Emil.
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning, Kendall.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for joining us. We got a little bit of a late start this morning, but we have a lot of catching up to do because we have so much to get to and so many things to give away. Let's start with the ticket giveaways because I know you're curious. I'm going to post this on social media. Not only are we going to give away tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners, right, which we've been doing all week long for this Sunday's game, which happens to be Dusty's birthday, all right, but we're also, of course, giving away tickets for Shinedown. That's going to be happening at 7 o'clock this morning. Of course, it's win them before you buy them tickets. Shinedown coming to the Tucson Arena August 4th. That's a big deal.
That is.
All right. Now, with that said, I still have more tickets. John Mulaney, the hilarious comedian, coming to Tucson. I'll be giving away tickets for his show. And if that wasn't enough, which normally most days it would be, oh no, I got the movie Man on the Run that I'm going to be giving away and tickets for U of A basketball.
Do we have time for anything else today?
Bear down. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll still have time for penis jokes and stuff.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And things like that. In fact, actually, our top story today, the UK is showing that you can hold people in power accountable. Prince Andrew was just arrested, maybe. If they detained, his house was raided, and, the former prince was arrested at his estate on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Suspicion? You think? Now, searches are being conducted at 2 locations connected to him. I don't expect anything to come from that.
No,
okay?
No,
because, the dude has been in hot water now for what seems like an eternity, but
at least 10 years.
Yeah. He saw the smoke on the horizon from a mile away. So, at this point, if he has anything incriminating whatsoever, then you got to label him as one of the world's biggest idiots of all time.
Yeah.
But they're still searching, and both locations, photographs of unmarked police cars were taken from Andrew's residence early this morning, which happens to be his 66th birthday. Oh, by the way, happy birthday!
Oh, yeah, enjoy that.
Yeah, that's super nice. An investigation was opened into whether or not Andrew shared sensitive information with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Let me help him out. That's probably a yes. When he was UK trade envoy. The Epstein case, of course, obviously crazy, right? And developing, but this is the first person of somewhat notoriety to face any kind of accountability. Now, of course, it's the UK. They did strip him of all his royal things, so it's not necessarily like a billionaire by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still something, a prominent name.
Part of the House of Windsor, they, are still royalty to some extent. Yeah. We've also known about this for a long time. 1 down, 1,000 more to go. Let's do this, people.
I know. Do you think there will be 2?
2 what, people?
Yeah, you think they'll arrest somebody else? Do you think
I think there's going to be a lot of sacrificial pigs out there.
Okay.
That they're going to be throwing the public to appease them, but I don't think any meaningful thing will come out of this, unfortunately. I think I'm not even going to go there right now.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. I know we just started the show and stuff.
I know, I'm getting hot.
And of course, and just to ramp up the conspiracy minds out there and stuff, they are talking about now invading Iran and doing a missile campaign on Iran as distraction. And, as far as regime change, that would have been great on the surface when literally the people of Iran were begging for it and dying in the streets, but that didn't happen. And then now these Epstein files coming out, and the timing is coincidental, I'll say the least. But Prince Andrew getting arrested, facing accountability, that's one.
Yeah.
Is that enough to satisfy the general masses? No, not even close, but that's one.
Drop in the bucket, but hey.
Yeah, so that's our top story today. We got a lot to get to, like I said, and with all those tickets, your morning moron, and so much more. Plus, Justin Spears is going to come in because there's a scandal in sports that is rocking the sports world. It has to do with infidelity. Mm-hmm. And there's a question, and that we're going to ask, and don't answer it now. But which is better? Sleeping with your brother's wife or sleeping with your wife's sister? That's the question. We'll tell you the backstory of that when Spears joins us a little bit later. But we got Red Hot Chili Peppers up right now and your morning more on right after. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA, Beef Vegan Presents. But you know the name of the show, Tucson. Let's go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Now 6:17 and time for your morning more on. You already getting ill there? Hold on, let's see. We are live here on the podcast broadcast. As I get everybody ready. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you here on the stream, and please welcome in studio very special guest. You saw him on the stream before. He's a man that goes by many aliases: Spaceman Bob, Playboy Manbaby, lead singer of Playboy Manbaby, my brother from another mother. We could be related somehow just because our names are so similar. Last names, Robbie Pfeiffer, everybody. Robbie, welcome to the show, brother. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth just like we did on the stream for the podcast, and then just on the on-air, talking about tonight's show for sure, talking about TJ. How's he doing, by the way?
He's doing way better than I thought he would be doing even a couple weeks ago. I came down here to visit him, and he didn't know I was in the room or anything like that. And it was pretty bleak. But now I'm staying at his house and having full conversations with him. So it's like, whoa, this is fantastic.
Yeah. And just to remind you guys, it was very unfortunate. So we just put together the album which we're celebrating this album cycle. We talked to Robbie about it. It's called Violence. And it's like an instant classic. It's so good. And Robbie was like, oh yeah, when we come down there, TJ lives in Tucson. TJ is like the Brian Wilson of Playboy Manbaby.
Yeah.
Like, orchestrated all this music, just, and the sounds and the range on this album is great because you see the influence that you've always kind of carried into your music, but the evolution and the range in this record, it's all over the place in the best possible way, but still distinctively Playboy Manbaby.
That's very kind of you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you're racking up the numbers on those on Spotify and everything else. A lot of those are me, dude. It's been in rotation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so we're super stoked about it. I was ready to geek out with TJ over everything. And then 2 days later.
Yeah. Literally.
Right after we talked.
Yeah.
Oh, terrifyingly close to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened was he had like a brain aneurysm, right? Or
it's pretty close to that. It's he had an AVM, which is very similar to an aneurysm. Mm-hmm. It causes a similar thing because it's like he's born with it. He just has some veins in his brain just basically exploded.
Wow.
And he's just always had them, but it causes basically a stroke. So it's like super similar to an aneurysm, but I guess technically different in ways that I am not medically qualified to say.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So something, it was a condition he was born with.
Yep.
So he was aware of it, that it was a possibility?
No
just
clue.
Found out.
You're just walking around. And that's the thing is why it's super rare. So why would you test people for it? No one knew, you know what I mean? Like they don't just kind of give out brain scans. So he's just going throughout his day and then just was collapsed.
Yeah, that's terrifying. We got 5 seconds. We'll recap a little bit of that on there. And then I'm trying to think, if this was a situation you knew, could you prevent it? But probably not. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. As we were saying on the podcast broadcast, we are live right now with Robbie Pfeiffer of Playboy Manbaby, a.k.a. Spaceman Bob. You've probably seen the man all over your social media over the last 5 years or so. But Playboy Manbaby has been one of my favorite bands, Arizona bands especially, but bands in general, for the past decade plus, and really peak form right now. Robbie is in studio. Good morning, Robbie. And now Playboy Manbaby is performing tonight, celebrating the release of their latest album, Violence, which is streaming everywhere. They got a stacked lineup with Mis Newphoria and Damag3, all performing together. Damag3 is another act. I've gone down the rabbit hole a little bit because you guys will talk them up as well. And we were talking about how Playboy Manbaby now, Robbie's always been kind of like the forefront, the brainchild behind Playboy Manbaby. And then he works with just like the best musicians around, and it has like he operates it like a business. That's why Playboy Manbaby is a corporation. It is. Yeah. And then you've changed your whole aesthetic and how you perform as well now because you're dressing in a suit and tie.
Oh yeah.
going full punk rock as his corporation.
No, it is. If you come tonight, you are coming to the all hands quarterly meeting. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is there anything more punk rock than corporations right now?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it's looped back around.
Is formal attire required for the show?
Not required, but everyone will look at you. You know what I mean? If you show up to a very formal all hands quarterly meeting, not in a suit, like how will people feel about you? Will anyone take you seriously? You won't be able to. You're not going to be able to move up the ladder that way. I just
dress
want to
for
say
the job
that.
you want.
That's what I'm saying.
I got to bust out my tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Robbie, he orchestrates this and works with musicians now the last few years. TJ, what's TJ's last name again?
Friga.
Friga has been a key member of Playboy Manbaby, which Robbie, when we talked with him last, like 2 months ago, about there, we talked about how he was like the Brian Wilson of the band in orchestrating this phenomenal album from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Violence is an instant classic. It's 12 bangers all on the album, and it takes you on a ride, dude. So I encourage you to check it out. And TJ is super instrumental on that. And of course, he's a Tucson resident and local, and had terrifying situation happen to him. Basically, like a brain aneurysm, but it's a unique condition that you're born with. And again, you remember what the name of that condition
is?
It's
an AVM brain rupture.
Right.
Yeah. And if you Google it, it's like, go to the hospital now.
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah. And it's something you would never know that you were born with because they don't scan it because it's so rare. But I was thinking, well, if you did know, would you live life like, oh, I can't listen to anything past 3, the level 3, like, like super, like I can't headbang. I can't, make sure that you tell me any secrets that will like blow my mind, because it might literally blow my mind.
Yeah.
Like
I guess it's like a blood pressure thing, because it's just like, if your blood pressure raises, the veins get, have to constrict and get bigger and all that. Yeah. So he was just like, he was working out at the gym and then had a headache, and then an hour later he's in the hospital.
See,
crazy.
That's why I avoid the gym.
That's
why you canceled your gym membership.
Yeah, look at me. I'm never in the gym, and I've also never had my brain explode.
Coincidence?
Yeah.
I know, like that's a thing. But with this, obviously, a very serious condition. He almost lost his life, and the timing, of course, couldn't have been worse. But we're happy to report that he is alive.
Yeah,
there is a GoFundMe for him, and they raised a bunch of money right off the bat, right?
Yeah. No, that's been. There's been a lot of, for something that is legitimately horrifying and bad, there's been a lot of really positive elements in just seeing how many people care about TJ and how many people that this project means a lot to. And it's just, you live in your own bubble a little bit. And then once something like this happens and you actually have to reach out to people in your community and stuff, you realize like, oh wow, we've impacted a lot of people, and like a lot of people actually care about us. And that's kind of insane and was overwhelming. And I know that TJ was overwhelmed with gratitude to just like to be gone for a few weeks and then just come back and be like, hey, a lot of people love you. Your brain exploded.
Yeah. Oh, by the way. Yeah. There are 2 things that are going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
One, your mind
literally. Yeah.
And then 2, a lot of people love you.
Yeah.
Have you accused him at all? Because I know like artists, when they release records, now we're in a streaming age. And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to consume music and not pay a single dime to you. And you'll get like fractions of a penny from these streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Have you accused him of having his mind explode just so he can get paid dividends off this record?
Yeah, no, I don't get me wrong. I'm positive that's the long play.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
stunt.
keeping my eye open on it. Yeah. But I'm 7 steps ahead as part of the. Don't worry. I've already got my brain with like a clock counting down, so I'm gonna get all the royalties back. We're gonna be like Journey and just fight it out in court forever.
Or Hall & Oates.
No.
He is making a fast recovery, which is good though. Will he be able to make it to the show tonight, or is it too soon for that?
I believe he's gonna be hanging out. I know. So the original tour plan was he was obviously gonna play guitar, and then Tara was gonna play bass, who's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she's she's kind of helping him out and hanging out with him. So that's not on the table, but she's gonna for sure play bass for this show, which is really cool because she grew up here. So this is like hometown Tucson show and all that sort of thing. So she's really excited to she's like, oh, cool. I get to play like a Tucson show where there's going to be like a good crowd. And it's like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. He's fully back mentally, but his mobility is not not the best.
Yeah.
So he's got to kind of lean on stuff and all that.
It's going to take time.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be doing any Benson Boone backflips in the near future.
Right, yeah. Well, hopefully soon. And that is good news. We'll give you more information on the GoFundMe so you can help in TJ's recovery. Again, him and his girlfriend both Tucson locals. So Playboy Manbaby is performing tonight, Club Congress. We're going to talk more with Robbie here on the podcast broadcast and be back after music from A Return to Dust, who's going to be performing with Shinedown when they come to town. Actually, that's a lie. I just made that up. But here's Falling in Reverse, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, I'm like,
Man,
nah,
spewing
return
the
to
lies
ashes.
today.
I'm not spewing lies. Okay, I made one F up where I gave out basketball tickets. U of A basketball tickets, which is a big deal in this town, right? Nothing bigger. And then we had a game. We played it out. So I disappointed one person, Arnaldo, and thank you for watching, Arnaldo. And I was like, oh, he kind of got screwed over in the game. And then Colin won. He's like, dude, I haven't been in years. I'm so happy. It just made my life, like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. And I'm like, let me get your info, Colin. And then I pull it up and I'm like, there's no tab for me to put in the info. Oh, this is text to win. Fuck.
Oh.
So yeah, I dangled the carrot.
Wow.
And then I was like,
Didn't even exist.
Oh.
I know. And then to make matters worse,
you can loop it around. If you want a very disappointing second place, it's just like, I'll get you on the list for the Playboy Manbaby show. It's just like, what the hell is that?
I gave him Roadrunners tickets, and I'm gonna take his spot for that. By the way, Robbie. So but yeah, I know it was. I was like, oh,
yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and then I was just like, well, you could text, text the keyword, which is bear down to 600 KFMA, and he's like, what are the odds of winning that? And I'm like,
you don't want to know.
Yeah. So I asked, I go somewhere, like my marketing manager was like, hey, first I asked for a pair of tickets.
Yeah, can we grease these wheels?
Yeah, and she's like, look, I only have one pair of tickets for this that we're giving out on all the stations in this building. Whoa. So the odds just went from long shot to astronomical. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Sorry, Colin.
You gotta start standing outside hoping for scalpers.
I know. I'll hook them up on the back end, so that's a thing though. That's and every now and then it happens, but how's the tour been going so far? Chicago sell out?
Yeah, it's fucking Sorry. Oh, yeah.
No, we're on the stream.
We're on the stream. We're good.
That's like my main thing that I'm worried about in radio. It's like the one time in my life I can't say.
Well,
I've made a career out of yelling obscenities at people.
Yeah,
it's tough.
And you do it like with one of the best. I'll just say this: whenever we're on the air, Rock 102.1, and the curse word slips out, let's just say "fuck." Just don't be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
so don't follow it up
don't
with
double
curse
it down.
word.
Yeah, that's
because I have a dump and we're good.
Yeah, but yeah, this has been by far the best tour we've had in the sort of thing where it's just like even the shows that I think Dallas was like 20 tickets away from selling out or something in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But even in I think we had more than 100 people in Omaha and Oklahoma City, and it's just like I didn't know there were 100 people in Omaha and Oklahoma City. Like, it's just like, and they're just pumped too. Like they know the songs and they know it's just.
You turn the corner.
Freaking me out.
You turn the corner, dude. I know. Yeah. I'm so proud of you, dude. I mean, like I said, we go way back. I will always remember the warehouse where I saw like cartons and bottles play, right? And then seeing you at the time must have been like 1920.
Yeah. Legitimately.
Yeah, but Playboy Manbaby, as they continue to preach the gospel, even when I came down here, they continue to achieve like what is seemingly impossible just in local metrics, right? Like it's a band when you see once and you're just a fan, you're just like, oh, it won me over instantly. Playboy Manbaby is the only band, and this is like literally on record as far as I've been following the Phoenix Noon Times forever, the only band that was voted both best band in Arizona and got the Critics' Choice in the same year, meaning it was got the most popular vote and the vote. Now, usually bands like Playboy Manbaby and even like I've won awards from the critics, right? Saying best radio show, but it's like the editors and everyone saying, yeah, that's the best. But then the popular vote would go like John J. and Rich.
Yeah.
The popular vote for Arizona bands is like Roger Klein or Alice Cooper or fucking Gin Blossoms. You're talking Jimmy World, national bands.
Yeah.
these motherfuckers right here got the popular vote over all them and the Critics' Choice and went a little double booyaka. And
Take that, Alice Cooper.
That's right. He's still pissed about it.
For you.
He is still pissed about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, and that was just a sign of what, how they connect with people. And that was a decade ago, right? And so, you just continue being grinding and touring the country. And now you feel like you turned a corner where you have fans all over the place, all over the world, right?
Yeah, no, it feels like a magic trick and that kind of thing. Cause it is really like we've been a band for a while, and we've been a band that's been doing well, like in Phoenix, in Arizona. And that was always kind of how people referred to us, as like, oh yeah, this is this band that, is from Arizona, and that's kind of the thing.
Right.
But it was really like after the pandemic, we started being able to play shows, because we would still tour, and you know what I mean? Like we did some support tours. We did some DIY tours where we toured the basements and horrifying dive bars of the country.
Yeah.
Just checking, just the least functional bathroom tour of America. We did that a couple times.
Yeah.
But like to actually show up to cities and there's people who are intentionally there because we're there, that's like a magic trick where it's just like, you don't know me. Like, you're just here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a friend base. It's not a connection.
This isn't a favor.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be here.
Yeah.
And that's still, like, confusing to me, where I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So we did our first real kind of, like, headlining tour last September. And then this one where we, you know what I mean? Like, we did some one-offs kind of thing where it's like, oh, we'll book an LA show. Oh, cool. Or a Denver show or whatever. And we're like, okay. But yeah, that was our first kind of full tour. And then this tour, it is in every place doubled the amount of people who showed up, which is confusing.
Well, it's not, though, for people who've been paying attention, because you see them once and you're a fan. Right. That's how my buddy Schmonty, he's gone out when you were out in the DC area. He went to see you based off a reel, because I've talked about you, and he's just like, yeah. And then I posted a reel when you opened up for Max Sabbath at Rialto.
Yeah.
Just a little clip of Criminal and a couple other songs. And then he's just like, oh, what the fuck? So we went down the rabbit hole, and he's like, massive fan. So then he drove out of his way to see you live. Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to Beefing and Presents. And then I was talking about Schmonty becoming a fan of Playboy Manbaby. When he went down the rabbit hole, and then when he went, like, drove an hour out of his way to see you guys in, like, Maryland or DC area, and you blew him away there too. So seeing a Playboy Manbaby once makes you a fan of Playboy Manbaby for life, and that is the testament and the reason why the success of Playboy Manbaby is continuing to grow. And this has been such a breakout year. The Chicago show was somewhat like affiliated with Riot Fest, right?
Yeah, they're promoters, kind of, you know what I mean? So it is a Riot Fest Presents kind of thing or whatever. But they do all kinds of club shows and all that sort of stuff. So they're very much, they're kind of a Charlie or someone that, they've got their big festival, but then they do stuff all over the place. So they probably have, 20, 30 shows a month. Yeah. But they're really, they are a big deal in that town. Yeah.
Well, Riot Fest is a big deal too. Is there, doing a show like that in front of them and selling it out and stuff, it's got to probably get you in good graces to potentially be on a future Riots Fest?
That's the hope. That's the conversation with with our agent, is very much, it's like, make sure the Chicago show does good, because then you can get it. But it's like, I don't actually have control over that. Unless I'm going to start a pyramid scheme and convince, 300 people in Chicago to be at this particular place. Yeah.
Well, it worked out for you, though. You had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, so it ended up working, but that is just luck and chance. But yeah, he was telling me, like, make sure this works out. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. But yeah, it did. So, hopefully they do. And if they don't, then I'll resent them forever.
Yeah, well, if they don't, then obviously they're not paying attention. You know? And the reality is, like, you belong on that bill for sure, and pretty high up there. So that's just a natural progression. And it's amazing, though, because, some people, it's like shot out of the cannon. Some people, slow growth. Obviously, the ones that get there over the long term and have that staying power because of the relationship and the fandom that you've had over the years. And I've seen you grow with that fan base as well, which is amazing. But it's almost time. I mean, the headline of Riot Fest here in the future, I see it. I close my eyes and I see it.
We've referred to the band multiple times as just like a blue chip stock, where it's just this like 5% a little bit bigger every time, you know, just kind of like one person at a time. But it's cool to talk to people being on tour and have it be like, oh, I saw you in just a show I've forgotten about entirely. And it's like, whoa, we did do that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just sticks with people. And then they're like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to watch whatever the heck this person's doing. Yeah.
Well, and you've done support tours too, like Max Sabbath. I think a lot of people might recognize the name Playboy Manbaby if they went out and saw Max Sabbath when they were at Rialto Theater. Packed that. That was a fantastic show. The band that stole the show was Playboy Manbaby, right? And so you can see them tonight. Club Congress, New Misphoria is on that bill as well, and Damage.
They're fantastic.
New Misphoria?
New Misphoria. They rip. That's such a good band. Yeah.
Kendall. I saw them, at the Rebel Lounge in Phoenix, and I wasn't familiar when they said we're from Tucson. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm from Tucson. And then, like you said, they just killed it, and I was like, dang, this is awesome.
Yeah, especially for a 2-piece. It's not at all like, it doesn't sound small at all. Like they're just ripping players. It's really cool. Yeah.
They got personality.
They fill out the sound. I'm excited to see them again live tonight. Let me ask you this, Robbie. Is it punk rock to wear the band's t-shirt when you ask them to come into the studio to interview them?
I think that I've actually talked about this in the sort of thing of like, first of all, I have no idea what punk rock is. And I think that the more oblivious to it people are, the more punk rock they actually are.
Right.
Like the more you're trying to be punk rock, the less punk rock you are.
Yeah.
I think is the rule. But like I talked about the idea of being a band where you can wear the band's t-shirt to the show.
Yeah.
And that's like a delineation of like, we are a band where you can wear our t-shirt to the show.
Yeah.
I'm not positive what makes a band that or anything like that, because like we don't decide. It's just the people who show up.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're kind of a more fun, you know what I mean, like if you went and saw the Smiths or whatever, you can't wear a Smiths shirt to see the Smiths. It's like,
Yeah. Get out of here, poser.
Yeah. But it's just like, if you show up to a band called Playboy Manbaby, it's like, all right, I can wear this. Yeah. And I always think it's cool because like we make all the shirts. I like draw them and literally screen print them. So I'm like, oh, I remember making that. Yeah. Like that was a while ago. Holy crap. You kept that in some drawer for like a long time. It makes me stoked.
Yeah,
I will say it's a habit of mine.
Yes. And in fact, actually, let's try to look some of those up. Go down the rabbit hole with Robbie on the podcast broadcast. We'll hit the reset on the FM side. Be back after music from Lincoln Park. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. And I'll actually have to play some Playboy Manbaby too. Which I was playing the system. System's great too because and it was great too because I'm amped up, right? Whenever I hear that, it's one of the great hooks. Like Robbie's a killer at hooks, dude. He gets singing along, but just the way that sound of the So when I did the little break where it was a short break, just talking about the podcast coming up, you know, I would bring it down a little bit on the verse and then bring it back up on the hook where I'm just talking up Playboy Manbaby in the show. So and it's good. So then you can wear a New Misphoria show tonight or shirt tonight.
You know, I this is a pattern. I do this with. It's not just New Misphoria. He loves to pick on me about it. He will.
I will pick on her. Yeah.
At my funeral, you will be talking about it.
No, 100%.
And I just thought of there was an instance.
I'll be like, look, she wore a Kendall shirt to her own funeral.
Just roasting.
Dead poser.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go out. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah.
There was a Future Island show I was at, and I asked the merch guy for a favor. Like I bought a poster, but then at the start of the show, which it's like, well, now I can't carry a poster around the whole show. I don't want to bend
posters
it, break
are horrifying merch items.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey man, can you please do me a solid? Can you just hold this for me and then I'll get it at the end? And he let me do it because I was wearing like an OG Future Island shirt.
That's
and
sick.
He recognized it. He's like, that's not common. He's like, so you're a real one. Yeah, I'll hold it for you. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. It's good. It's kind of like a security badge of sorts, you know. You can almost get backstage with it. But yeah, Robbie is an artist too, a cartoonist. And so like all things creative, this guy does. So you've been designing all your shirts and everything. Are you still doing any like cartooning work?
No, yeah, which is a funny, like legitimately my only like visual art outlet is just band merch, which is kind of a cool thing because it's kind of like it's just really cool to physically see things you make, you know, and like where it's just like, oh, cool, I just I can make this little weird guy, and then it's just like there's 1,000 of them, and I can just be like, here, you know. So it's almost like the opposite of fine art. Instead of having one thing that you sell for, $10,000, you have like, 10,000 things that you sell for $5.
Right. Do you have any do you ever write like images out just for particular songs in general, or no?
No, I haven't really. Yeah. I haven't done like song specific art in that sort of deal.
Yeah.
With Spaceman Bob, I did a t-shirt where it has a raccoon on it, and it, like a lot of people liked it. So I kind of reversed that, where I wrote a song about a space raccoon, and the sort of thing where I'm like, just because people liked this shirt, and then I just got like a hook stuck in my head. So now I have a song about a shirt. So I accidentally did it backwards.
Yeah,
so,
nice. It's the whole, does life imitate art, or does art imitate life?
Right.
Yeah,
it really
turns
depends.
out people really like raccoons in a way that I was like confused by.
So much so,
they have tiny hands.
Yes, I love raccoons. So you had me at raccoon.
You should let them in your house. I do believe that's a good policy.
Right. So Sean says Cadillac Car is my jam. Cadillac Car is an amazing song as well. Part of what Robbie does best is he a hook master. Where he just writes hooks, and then the crowds instantly sing along and have call and response. I mean, I've literally seen him have crowds sing along to the hook on the first time he's performed songs.
Yeah.
like You Could Do Be a Fascist Too.
Yeah.
It's like one of those songs where I saw you perform it live for the first time, and then I'm like, how does everyone know this song? And then we didn't. You just knew how to sing the hook about halfway through, and you were all in by the time the hook repeated itself.
Yeah. My dad saw that, and he was like, that one's gonna be good, which is a funny thing. And that's like, my dad's like, they figured that one out fast. You got something there. And I'm like, okay, cool, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Yeah. You should be my manager here.
Yeah, exactly.
What does your dad do?
My dad was a lifelong news reporter. So he was a news anchor in Phoenix. He was on KPHO 5 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he kind of he looped his way out of that, and he kind of started his own consulting business, which is a good you know what I mean, like he basically just tells people how to not look like a total idiot on the news, which there's a decent market for that. It's just like, it's like, should I just get on and like just racial slurs? And he's like, no, just like half. Half of it. You know what I mean? Taper it down a bit.
Right.
But yeah, he's managed to make a living off of that. Just
How to not
if you mess up or whatever, he'll guide you in this sort of thing. It's like,
that's amazing, and actually that doesn't surprise me too. He must be really proud of you and what you've been doing as far as your newsreels as Spaceman Bob or yourself. I mean, Robbie over pandemic blew up on social media, and he did so because he had a great insight and political commentary, and then he was putting together the reels for it, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, just like a TikTok megastar, and you started making good money on TikTok for a minute there, huh?
Yeah, totally. I was kind of in the right thing of the sort of deal. Like there was like a year and a half where no one knew how TikTok worked. And they were just like, here, would you like money? Like, you seem to figure this out. I'm like, sick, hell yeah.
Yeah, and it was good money.
Yeah. And then after that, they're like, no, we're just kidding. We're going to go back to the whole artist model where we just pay you like garbage or nothing. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to go back to being in a band now.
Yeah. I mean, it did seem like for a minute there, you're like, oh, this is my new path, huh?
Totally. I was getting hit up just by, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I have a house, which is really cool. But, I got hit up by stuff where I'm like, you have no idea who I am. I did an ad for like Procter and Gamble and what was the other one for Kayak, like the travel company?
Yes. Yeah, I remember the Kayak.
They're just like, hi, would you like money? I'm like, me? That's ridiculous, but okay, sure.
I'll chill.
Like, no, for sure. And I was like, listen, I'm going to do this in my way. That's like what you're asking me to do. So it's going to seem like I'm making fun of your company because I am.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, sounds good. Here's a buttload of money.
Cool. Yeah.
we don't understand kids these days. Okay.
No, it was great. It was a cool wave to, Yeah, and now it's like, and you know what I mean. Now we're more overtly kind of controversial, so no one has been fooled. But for 1 second there was this thing where it's like, oh, let's get this silly guy to do this sort of thing, and I'm like,
got him.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Got your ass.
Yeah, no.
It's almost like
I feel like the winners still,
thing.
Procter and Gamble are going to be fine. You know what I mean? They gave me like a fraction of a. They don't even notice it. They didn't even have to report it on their taxes.
Right.
So it's just, but for me, it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. No, making that Procter and Gamble money. That's fucking
yeah,
crazy,
no,
man.
yeah. That's the good. I want to shill for big pharma.
Yeah. Didn't you end up getting your, was it booking agent or manager because of your TikTok following?
Yeah. So my manager in particular, I got because of it.
And your manager manages what other artists?
Okay, so my manager is he manages Joyce Manor. He manages AJJ, who's also Tucson and that
Andrew
sort of
Jackson
thing.
Jihad, yeah,
in the sort of thing. But he really he managed Modest Mouse and Connor Oberst kind of at the biggest parts of their career, and like Rocket from the Crypt and all that sort of thing. And I met him because of Psycho Steve. I was kind of just like in, 2018, I was like, Steve, how do I music business? Please tell me. And he's like, you should talk to this guy. He lives in New York now, but he used to be friends with like Kimber, who owned Stinkweeds and all that. Like, he's a local guy.
Yeah.
And I sent him an email, just a cold email, and was just like, hi, would you tell me about how to do this?
Business, yeah.
Yeah. And then he was like, yeah, my dad just died. I've got to be, and it was just freak timing. So he had to come back and help his mom with all this stuff because his dad just died and he was just in town. So like I met him and we went and got coffee and just kind of became friends. And I like helped his mom fix her computer. Like we just became friends. And at the end of it, he was just like, listen, you're nobody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to manage you. Like, look at the bands I manage and then look at your band.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And then he said, he's like, but I like you. If there's ever a point when people start asking you questions and you have no idea how to answer them, then call me.
Right.
And then there was this point in the sort of thing where there was this pandemic thing and I was getting hit up by like a bunch of people and I'm like, oh, this is what he was talking about.
Wow.
I have no idea what anyone's talking about anymore. And then I called him and he's like, cool. All right. And he's just been my manager since then, just on that sort of thing. And like, yeah,
we're with Robbie
cool.
for Playboy Manbaby. Playboy Manbaby performing tonight, headlining their show at Club Congress, Mis Newphoria and Damag3. Fantastic lineup. We're talking about how he got his manager and how social media and blowing up during pandemic really led the way. And that's so crazy. So at least you had that relationship before, but he's still like, yeah, I manage what? You're only doing local shows. I'm not I'm not trying to get like 15% of $100.
15%. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it was. He's like, I respect the gusto, kid, but you are very much a joke. Like,
yeah, we're like, what? I got news. The Phoenix New Times best band, man.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I know.
And he's like, listen, I'm doing Modest Mouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, I understand.
It's so interesting too because it's great that the TikTok and social media blew up for you just based off of your creativity, but it had nothing to do with your music.
No.
So a lot of these people were following you or fans of you before even discovering your music, and I'm sure a lot of them, once they did, were like blown away and became fans, and maybe some of them not because they listened to Sabrina Carpenter.
Totally. It was my first foray into especially being in kind of punk rock, you don't really realize how much of a niche you are in.
Yeah.
That was my first time kind of being in like general population, where I remember during the pandemic, I was in the parking lot of a Trader Joe's and a middle-aged woman started yelling at me from her car.
Classic.
Yeah, why?
Because she's like, I like your videos.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, what the hell is happening? And it was just this sort of thing where it was just like, you know what I mean? Like people would know my band if I was at one of these 4 specific, very insular bars or record stores, but not like just out and about.
Right.
And that was the thing about the internet is now it was like, oh, I'm at a grocery store and people know but they have no idea I'm in a band. They're like, you did a funny video.
Right. Yeah, you're dressing funny, you got a personality, you're a character, and I'm seeing that character in real life, and that's the thing. It's like he jumps off the screen and you're like, oh, what is this? The guy's got a mullet, his pants up high, and then he's talking about some serious stuff that makes sense. Like everything about it is just like perfect for engagement because you're baffled at first, and then and while you're confused, then he hooks you, and you're like, oh damn, I'm along for the ride. Yeah. This guy, yeah, I like this guy. It's everything. You're doing it all right, but it's so funny that you end up getting famous first for that.
Yeah,
and then the music is catching up on the flip side, on the back end.
No, yeah, it's kind of it took a while to figure out how to kind of tie them together, and that's the great part about being a corporation is now. The live show feels like the internet content feels like the sort of like the whole universe is kind of together. So,
yeah,
if you, what you see online currently is what it looks like in the live show. And it's like, and people are signed on, so they show up and they are very much aware of like, we lean pretty heavy on the bit. So it's very much like you're in our world.
Yeah,
we've been adding to it like as we go along in the tour.
You got a fax machine, maybe?
Yeah,
on stage with you. Or...
Yeah, no, we brought a water cooler. We are traveling with. It's so cumbersome. Yeah. It's so stupid, but it's so funny.
Yeah,
but like we've now got because it's all kind of like weird 80s business. We've got like a playlist for in between that we added just a couple days ago that is just Huey Lewis and the News. So, but it's only 10 songs. It's like 10 hits. So people just realize throughout, it's just like, I think I've heard I Want a New Drug like 6 times now.
Just to get ready for the show. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You gotta
just
add
the
in
power of love just over and over again.
The hold music that people like.
Yeah,
that would be a great banger to throw in there.
Oh, that's
Huey Lewis is good hold music too.
Yeah, it kind of he's on the forefront of hold music for sure.
And that's amazing too, because I mean when I saw the social media campaign promoting this album or teasing this album and the Playboy Manbaby Corporation, I got a kick out of it. I was like, yeah, that's funny. And that's punk rock too, in the weirdest way, because corporations are so gangster right now. And the fact that you carry that over into your live show, when I saw that, and I was like, oh no, he's stuck with it. And I love it, dude, because how else are you going to dress, dude?
No,
it's crazy. All right, let's talk about the album real quick. Again, Violence is my favorite album of the year by far, by a mile. Again, 12 tracks on this. You can stream it anywhere. Now, you put it out to your fan base and, of course, the new fans and stuff. What songs on that record are really resonating with the audience right off the bat that you're seeing that they're just coming up to you and saying, I really love this song? What songs you see are sticking out on this?
Fire to My Yard and The System are the 2 ones in the sort of thing that are later kind of in the track that I was like surprised, like, oh, cool. This is connecting with people.
You were surprised that like Fire. Well, you were surprised about The System.
Yeah. I was in the sort of thing because it was the, that's the cool part about the metrics is you can see like this is getting, there's this many people listen all the way through the album, but this is getting, people are coming back specifically to look at this and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one is like, that one's the surprise for me. And I'm like, heck yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then,
because it's a 7th song on the album. So not necessarily positioned to be like a single.
Yeah.
So just, but it would start off a side B.
Yeah. And people are looping back to it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of those
people. But it's cool that people, there's kind of like it's not just the kind of like intense, like punk rock songs. And it's not just the kind of like more, like like pop songs almost, because we've got like Good Times and Fire to My Yard, I would argue are like those are the closest things we've ever had to being like Coachella pop. Yeah, you know what I mean, like kind of like Girl in the Field festival songs. Like that's the closest we've ever done to anything like that. So.
It was shocking to hear that. It actually won.
I would, yeah.
Well, you would, yeah. I would.
That's my first concert, Celine Dion.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My mom said, if you come with me to Celine Dion, then you can see the Blue Man Group. I was like
Good
12,
deal.
and I was like, hell yeah. And I just brought my Game Boy, and then I sat in the bathroom and I played it. So I really didn't see much Celine Dion, but it was technically my
your first concert.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, those songs they definitely kind of like outside the realm of what you could normally know for the band, who could be attributed to kind of like think a punk rock Devo. Devo's a punk rock too, but I think that's if you're trying to take a shortcut to thinking and do a comparison, maybe a modern day Devo. What would you do?
Devo is for sure like the right lane. Devo's the right way in a lot of things of the sort of deal, because like Devo has always been like a multimedia project.
Yeah.
Like Devo is whatever they say it is. They're really great at like world building.
Right.
And it's the kind of thing where it's like on the surface, they're also a band that you can take however you want to. You know what I mean? Because you can just see them as like, oh, they're very silly. And it's very much like this goofy, silly thing. And then you can look further and you'll be like, wow, this is like a really dark dystopian band.
Yes.
And like, that's us.
Yeah.
Where you can come and just like have a silly, goofy time. Or you can be like, wow, these guys are talking about some really bleak stuff.
Yeah. And the world is providing all the inspiration and fuel for these songs too. And it's just fantastic. You're hearing the system in the background right now on Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're going to continue to talk with Robbie on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. You can join us there. Keep it right here because we'll be back after music from System of a Down on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Yeah, I have it in the background. How's the audio sound on the podcast? Because I got two things going at once. Sometimes it gets all janky, even though I brought down the volume on the Spotify to bring that. Let's see.
Now, I have a pretty elementary question I need to ask.
Bring it on.
When you were here last, we had a brief crossover because we also had Peaches on here virtually.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
You were like, I got to go when she gets here, right? But there was a brief moment where she said like, oh, Playboy Manbaby, I really like that name.
Yeah.
And I know you started this. You said you were like 18, 19. So how did you think of that name? Why that name? Do you regret the name now? You're like, God, I got to lug this name around for the rest of my life?
No, totally not. Because I think it kind of sets you up in the perfect place for this band. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the most standard reaction to hearing that name is, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? You know what I mean? And that's a great place to approach anything we do.
That's like my radio name. I get the same reaction.
Exactly. Where it's just kind of like, I don't know what does that mean? And people are in, you know what I mean? Like, that's a great place where it's not like this immediate, like, I know exactly what kind of like, I know exactly what that means and what to expect and all that sort of thing. It's just like, okay, no. I legitimately have no idea what the heck this is.
Yeah. And
that's a great place. If you go in with confusion, then you're like set up for it. But
so
like
that
kind
was
of like
intentional.
I would, you know what I mean? I would love to say it was, but it's totally not. Nothing I ever all of it kind of ends up being intentional just in the like loose thing of it. But it's almost always just like 90% of our motivation is just like, I thought it would be funny.
Yeah.
You know, but like it's a one-off line in like in an obscure web series. Like it's, it's if you look up Baby Cakes Volume 2 on YouTube, it's like this, it's like a
viral video at the time kind of thing.
Yeah, viral video of its kind of like era, like early YouTube. And we were just thought it was funny, but it was already old even at the time we got it. And it's just like a
Baby Cakes Diary 2?
Yeah, Baby Cakes Diary 2. And it's just this very kind of like odd, esoteric video. And they just have this, dear diary. And it's just this guy and it's just...
Well, let's just watch it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched it in years, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like, why not? Let's dig into it.
Yeah, this is the inspiration behind the name Playboy Manbaby. Let's listen for the part where they say it.
Yeah.
It's a little cartoon.
Dear Diary, last week we drove back to where Dad grew up so that we could visit Dad's dad. We knew the time would be sucky because Grandpa had become a mean thing. We stopped at a gas station, and once I got into the bathroom, I was overwhelmed with the secrets of the world. I wasn't just offered a place to poo-poo and to pee-pee, but also glow skins, crevice jellies, and special usage oils.
Special usage
After
oils?
stretching,
Great line.
I got back into the car with my beef blocks, Susudio energy drink, and Dr. Hype sports acid. I tried to tell Dad how in roleplay last week I had described to my friends the most beautiful demon, but he cut me off. So I tried to ignore him, but his story was pretty cool. He told me that when he was a boy, he was scared of the moon when it got all blue and blue looking.
Yeah.
He said that his mom and dad would sing him to sleep. But now, Grandpa was always coming down on us. He said we weren't ready for when life attacks. He called Dad a nothing master and a bluebeard and fatty tatties. And he called me a Playboy Manbaby. That made me imagine a crazy magazine. Dad tried to call his old friends, local wizards, I'm sure, masquerading as store managers. But he hung up the phone slow and sad. Dad said, the worst thing about living here is that you can only kill yourself once. So I spent a lot of time outside. One night, Dad brought in takeout Mongoloid barbecue. It made my poop sick. I was like a ripped bag of peat moss. Grandpa was in a mean way. He talked bad about good things. Me and Dad started drinking fast and long. Dad told Grandpa that I made good songs. I didn't even think Dad liked my work. Grandpa demanded that I freestyle, and I was drunk enough to have him witness my science. Dad sat down at the piano, but out of the blue, we are complicated things, and the world is a fucking complicated place. I'm surprised I don't have a bloody nose from just thinking about it. The world is full of people, all kinds of fucking people,
Origin of Playboy
I forgot about
Manbaby.
a lot of that.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a full circle moment.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
came
I
out.
understand now.
Yeah.
That came out in 2010. Well, I mean, if you see Robbie's cartoon styles and stuff like that, you see, I mean,
That's
not
a
in the
similar
same vein,
vibe,
but
for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
800,000 views on that 16 years ago, Baby Cakes, and then just Playboy Manbaby stuck out. And that was the name. I've always loved the name Playboy Manbaby. I'm always a fan of contradictions and obviously, right? So hearing that, I was like, yeah, that's a brand. That makes sense to me.
It's a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's a lot of people messing it up for sure.
A little
Well,
tongue
yeah.
twister, kind of.
Yeah, actually think in your head, like just a couple examples, and we're going to get on the air for a quick break and just say the top ways people mispronounce your name.
Oh man, it's definitely just like mashes of the words.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, boy, play, baby.
We're doing it on there. Rocco 2.1 KFMA. I like to just throw my friends into the fire and be like, here's a radio segment you're doing right now. Robbie Pfeiffer, aka Spaceman Bob, aka Playboy Manbaby, performing tonight. Club Congress, New Newphoria and Damag3 are going to be on that bill as well. With Robbie in studio, obviously a lot of people always misconstrue, you mess up the name.
Yeah.
Playboy Manbaby. So I'd like to give, right now, have you present the top 3 commonly ways that they mispronounce the name Playboy Manbaby.
Yeah, I think the most common for sure is like, mixing up the end of like, instead of man baby, it's like baby man or something like that.
Playboy baby man.
Yeah.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
No. Yeah. Doesn't have the same kind of feng shui.
Yeah.
But like someone once said Playboy McBaby as if it was like a McDonald's like menu item.
That's
and that one
delicious.
stuck out for me as I'm like, what would that even be?
Right.
Like, yeah, it was just.
Was that when you
It's
were
on the Epstein menu.
Yeah,
The secret Epstein
It's
menu.
blacked out, but it's in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had to.
Did they do that while you were touring in support of Mac Sabbath and they had McDonald's in the brain?
Maybe I couldn't. I can't remember, but like, that could have lined up.
Yeah.
Sequentially, that actually does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
There's
Playboy
the
McBaby.
overlay.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And one more.
It's a seasonal. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, there was one. We did a thing where it was we were on like the 3 TV, which is a very kind of like like local news, kind of like that whole format, which is very like not our kind of thing.
I know. I used
But
to be a
just,
regular
like,
on that. It's so funny. Yes.
But just that kind of like blanket enthusiasm, and I gotta remember what. but she mispronounced it once and then is just kind of talking in 1,000. And I was like, I'm not going to correct it. But she just did it like 9 times in the sort of thing. And she started with boy, and she's like, boy, man, play baby. And it was like every word was wrong in this except for the last one. And it was just like, but she kept doing it. And there's just videos of just kind of me just with my eyes open, just like, do I jump in and say it now? Maybe it'll only be once. And it was like 4 different times. I'm just like, just let it roll at this point. And it was just, Yeah,
at this point, we might as well rebrand. But it's probably, like Suzette or something.
Playman, boy band.
Yeah. And it was just like, something like that. Yeah.
So
if you Google that, it'll probably correct it,
Yeah. Google has your back, because Playboy Manbaby's been blowing up on a global level, and you can see them tonight here at Club Congress, when only a few tickets available for that. So you make sure you want to get there earlier or online at clubcongress.com. We're going to continue the conversation with Robbie on the podcast broadcast, wrap things up with the beef tip after these words. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Let me show this real quick. I saw Megaran you posted on this. I want to see the love from, first off, shout out Megaran.
Megaran's so good.
He's amazing. He was just nominated for a Grammy, putting together a children's album, which, I mean, the guy's brilliant. Former teacher.
Yeah, he's a genius. I got to see his children's set. He's got a whole set that he does. We both played I think I brought it up last time because I'd just gotten back from that nerd festival.
Yeah.
He's really in that community. He's got that locked in.
Mm-hmm.
But he played like a kid's specific set, and he's got like the Wiggles style, like 4 kids set, and it's genius because it's not at all like, it doesn't feel like, I feel like kids music tropically is like kind of insufferable and pandering, where it's like, okay, the color yellow, and you're like, God damn, I want this to stop. But he finds a way to make it like, he's so damn talented that it's just like, all right, this is also kind of genius. Like, he's kind of killing it. Like, so it's like kids music, but he's still just so talented that I'm like, I would legitimately watch this because like, you are so good at what you do.
Yeah, you're like nodding your head, being like, yeah, the wheels on the bus do go round and round.
No, he can turn that into a hit.
It's
amazing.
Round and round.
Yeah, it's really, it's pretty great. So
let's hear it. I want to see this here.
What up, y'all? It's Megaran. I'm sorry, Grammy-nominated artist Megaran. That out. So check it out. We're going to be on tour. I'm going to the Northwest really quickly. It's an awesome run with my friends and yours, Playboy Manbaby. But where are we going to be? Okay, we're starting off in San Francisco as part of Noise Pop Fest. I will see you at Kilowatt. Then after that, Sacramento, California, Cafe Colonial. Then Portland, Oregon at the Show Bar on the 27th. And then rounding it off the 28th in Seattle, where this all started for me, actually. We did the release party for Buddies in Seattle. So isn't that cool? We'll be back at Barbosa. See you soon. Get those tickets down below.
Heck yeah.
I love that. Let's talk about the Kilowatt San Francisco show. I just came back from San Francisco.
Yeah.
And this is a festival. So I noticed that there are a few festivals that you are getting added to, right?
Yeah, which is kind of neat. That's cool to be kind of in the mix on some of that
that's
stuff.
an understatement. Oh, real quick too, I want to point out, Kendall, that's how you should keep your headphone cords. See how Robbie, he's such
Like
a professional and an audio
Why
file.
are you picking on me?
Oh, no, I'm not picking on you. No, it's not.
I've been
don't
here
take
for
it.
a
No,
year.
stop. Don't
and
take
now
it.
you're deciding to tell me how I should wrap the
No,
cords up.
lower your defenses here, right? Okay, this is not me picking on you, and I wish everyone was in studio right now, but this is pointing out Robbie being an audiophile and just knowing this equipment all his life, and then immediately he just, I mean, it's better than mine. Mine's a mess too.
I do that, but it still slides off the counter and gets tangled on the chair.
This is a specific skill set that I got to give it up for Ron Perlman, who is the name of this. I was in this video class when I was in high school, and Mr. Perlman, he did 2 days on how to properly wrap cords, and we just gave him hell. Like, just over and over, we're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And he's like, you're teaching us about wrapping cords? Like, whatever, you're a nerd.
Yeah.
And then it is the thing I've used in my life the absolute most out of anything I learned in high school.
Yes.
I haven't used geometry once. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, and it's just like, but rapping chords, I rap it and I just see him just laughing in the background, just like, you're going to rap so many chords.
Rocco at 2.1K, man, he's not wrong. Yeah, and the amount of chords that you rapped, and you did such an expert job of rapping those chords, Robbie, that before you leave today, I'll ask is if you could help me organize all my headphones.
Yeah, I got to leave. Just 1 sec. I got to take a call. You're just going to hear my car starting.
Put in the work. Like,
I'll be right back, I promise.
When it comes to touring, you are the chord man, though. You know where to put all the guitar.
That's what they call me.
The chord man.
Yeah. It's my professional title.
Let's get everyone caught up for the show tonight here. When do the doors open at Club Congress?
Oh boy, I should know that. Let me find out.
I'm gonna guess 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm almost. Is it?
I think it might be a little earlier because they kind of disco load stuff. Because sometimes they got to do a dance night. You got to get the.
It is Thursday night at Hotel Congress, and I guess the kids come out to dance for sure.
They gotta dance. Yeah, because I think the whole thing wraps at 10, so it might be a little early.
I'll be honest with you. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I wish the show was starting now.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be done by noon. Yeah. I'm all for it. Yeah.
Right. So it's an early show, which is good news for all you weekend warriors. You can go out and you can still check out this show. 3 great bands, Damage being one of them.
Doors at 6.
Doors at 6.
6 p.m. Yeah, so I think we're starting. New Mis Newphoria is probably 6:30 or something like that.
So the New Mis Newphoria is going to open things up. You don't want to miss them. Then Damage, and then Playboy Manbaby. How long is your set tonight?
An hour and change. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, you don't want to miss them. One of the best bands performing live today is Playboy Manbaby. You'll be able to get them and have a hipster moment saying, I saw them at Club Congress. I saw them win. Because the ascent and the stock is continuing to rise. They're the opposite of NFT. That is legit.
Right.
Yeah. So, that's huge. Robbie, all the best, dude. I'm so proud of you. Again, the album Violence, my album of the year. I encourage all of you guys to check it out beginning to end, and we'll continue to lobby to push to try to add one of these songs to the playlist here on corporate radio.
Yeah.
We lobby for corporations.
That's what it's about.
That's the way I got to do it.
Someone's got to stand up for the corporations.
That's how I'm going to pitch it to my bosses.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're a corporation, we're a corporation.
Come on.
If we can't help each other out, then what are we even doing?
What else are we doing? Yeah.
All right. Don't forget to follow Playboy Manbaby on all your social medias. And
add us
Robbie,
on LinkedIn.
Yeah. And then Spaceman Bob as well.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Excellent. Well, that's all the time we have for the show, unfortunately, but we appreciate you listening. We'll see you tonight at Club Congress. Be back tomorrow with tickets for Shinedown. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local.
When you
time flies by too fast sometimes. They're just scratching the surface.
That was fun.
An end to all your grief. But if
I don't know if there's another artist, Robbie, that I'm more prepared.